newspaper review of today, I am Ifeoluwa Adesonya and my colleague.
I am Kenny Afolabi.
Here with me, I have the Tribune newspaper and the Guardian newspaper. First of all, let's venture into the Tribune newspaper. Short rental Labour Party, Peter Obi not real opposition, Sowore. Obi's relevance in national discourse remain unmatched. Obedient movement counters. A former presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, Omoyele Sowore, has described the Labour Party and its 2023 candidate, Peter Obi, as a short rental arrangement that lacks the capacity to challenge Nigeria's current political status quo. Sowore stated this on Channels Television Inside Sources on Sunday, saying Obi is not real opposition. He said, but in times of real opposition, I don't know why anybody refers to Peter Obi as an opposition. He is not opposed to anything the government is doing. He did not organize his supporters to fight for the election victory he claimed. The full details of this story is in the Tribune newspaper. Over to you, Kenny.
Here with me, I have the Punch newspaper and I have the Tribune newspaper. Firstly, we are going to feature into the Punch newspaper. Tinubu bagged Lifetime African Achievements Award in Ghana. President Bola Tinubu has bagged the Lifetime African Achievements Award from the Millennium Excellence Foundation based in Ghana. Now reports on Monday, Tinubu, while receiving the award, commended the patron of the foundation, OSUN and Asante, for the invitation extended to him and the success of the events put together by the foundation. The president, represented by the Ministry of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianga Odomegu, received the award as a special guest of honor during the 25th anniversary of the Millennium Excellence Prize in Kumasi, Ghana. Tinubu said, I salute the visionaries who have nurtured this institution for a quarter of a century and also celebrate the values of honor, integrity, service, and excellence that underpin its works. Tinubu backed Lifetime African Achievements Award in Ghana. The full details of this story is inside the Punch newspaper for today. Over to you, Philip.
In another story in the Tribune newspaper, 2027, Saraki held 7 members PDP Reconciliation Committee. The People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, PDP-GF, and former governors have named former Senate President Bukola Saraki as the head of a 7-member reconciliation committee ahead of 2027. The PDP-GF chairman, Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi, announced this while briefing newsmen after the forum's crucial meeting with former governors on Sunday night in Abuja. Mohammed said that the 7-member committee was mandated to reconcile aggrieved members ahead of the PDP National Executive Committee, NEC, meeting scheduled for May 27 and the forthcoming National Convention in August. We are here with all the governors elected under the party that are still in the party and a substantial number of former PDP governors with our leaders, the chairman of the party, and some members of the National Working Committee, NWC. The full details of this story is in the Tribune newspaper. Over to you, Kenny.
Another story here with me in the Punch newspaper for today. Federal government makes U-turn and endorses Senate Security Summit. The Ministers of Defense Abubakar Badaru on Sunday reversed his earlier stance and pledged full support for the National Security Summit being organized by the National Assembly, and describing the proposed summit as a timely initiative to tackle Nigeria's growing commitment to participate in the NOG events and ensure its outcome translates into concrete activities. The minister's latest position marks a notable departure from his remarks on Wednesday during an interministerial briefing where he had suggested that developing a security strategy will make more effective than covering a summit. Badaru also defied with the House of Representatives over his claims that insurgents propose more sophisticated weapons than the military. He acknowledged the importance of dialogue and inclusive policy making and stressing that the real impasse lied in turning discussion into strategic reforms. He further commended the National Assembly efforts and pledging to play an active role in the summit and champion the implementation of its recommendations. Federal government makes U-turn and endorses Senate Security Summit. The full details of this story is inside the Punch newspaper for today. Over to you, Philua.
In another story in the Tribune newspaper, business executive says he likes going on vacation to test if he's hired the right people. A business executive and vice president of product at Wiser Solutions, Gopal Shino, has revealed how he used vacation opportunities to determine if his choice of staff at work was the right decision. Shino, according to Business Insider, said whenever he went on vacation for 3 to 4 weeks, he responded to work-related issues only if there was something burning. I usually find vacation an opportunity to judge if I have hired the right team. Every time I have come back, I have felt the folks I have hired the right people. They have stepped up and they know they can make decisions. I try to lead by example and take 3 to 4 weeks of vacation in a year. When I am taking PTO, I only respond to Slack or my work email if there is something burning that I want to be taken care of or brought to somebody's attention, they say. The full details of the story is in the Tribune newspaper. Over to you, Kenny.
Another story here with me in the Punch newspaper for today. ASU elects new president. The academic staff unions of universities has elected a consultant psychiatrist at the University of Jos Teaching Hospital, Professor Chris Pawuna, as his next president. Pawuna, who is also the Dean of Student Affairs at the University of Jos, takes over from Victor Osodike, a professor of soil science from the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, Abia State. The decision was taken at the 23rd National Delegates Congress of the Union, which took place in Benin on Sunday. The election was contested between the Pawuna and the Professor Adamu Babayo from the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Universities, Bauchi. According to verified sources familiar with the developments, Pawuna's assumptions of office comes amidst widespread speculations of industrial actions and following issues surrounding the sharing formulas of the aid academic allowance, and recently released by the federal government of Nigeria. ASU elects new presidents. The full details of this story is inside the Punch newspaper for today. Over to you, Folua.
Moving on to Guardian newspaper, 2027 Tinubu, APC, and unmet expectation in Southeast. Despite bold efforts by its leaders, hopes that the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, would deepen its acceptability in the Southeast region ahead of the 2027 elections continue to fade due to inaction of the party, Lawrence Njoku reports. It is becoming clearer by each passing day that unless the Southeast region buries its presidential aspiration and supports President Bola Tinubu's second-term bid, the quest by All Progressive Congress, APC, to improve its electoral fortune in the zone during the 2027 elections may remain like a whisper in the wind. Investigations by The Guardian show that despite the impressive showing of the party so far, is not yet at home with the people of the region. In the main, stakeholders blame the attitude and leadership style of the president for the lack of empathy by the Southeast electorate. The full details of the story is in the Guardian newspaper. Over to you, Kenny.
Now to the Tribune newspaper. Federal governments frustrating government's integrated financial management information systems to blackmail us for rejecting integrated personnel and payroll information system, ASU alleges. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has accused the federal government of frustrating the smooth operations of the newly introduced government integrated financial management information system that replaced the integrated personnel and payroll information system, which was controversial. The union alleged that government is using all known tactics to ensure the new system does not work in favor of universities workers, especially lecturers. As a punishment for rejecting IPPIS, the national president of the union, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, stated this over weekend in an exclusive interview with Nigeria Tribune when he was asked for updates on the 50 billion naira recently released by the federal government to settle some areas of earned allowance of the university workers. Federal governments frustrating government's integrated financial management information system to blackmail us for rejecting integrated personnel and payroll information systems, ASU alleges. The full details of this story is inside the Tribune newspaper for today. Over to you, Folua.
In another story in the Guardian newspaper, you are future president, but fight corruption first. Obi tells African youth. Nigerian democracy under threat, says Obedience Movement leader, presidential candidate of the Labour Party (LP) in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, has challenged young Africans to take ownership of the continent's future by dismantling corruption and investing in people. Having evaluated the brand of politics being played in Nigeria, the national coordinator of the Obedience Movement, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, said the future of the country's democracy is hanging in the balance. Speaking at the Enugu Meet and Greet event, Tanko raised urgent concerns over the erosion of democratic principles in the country, accusing the government of undermining key democratic institutions and processes. The full details of the story is in the Guardian newspaper. Over to you, Kenny.
Another story here with me in the Tribune newspaper for today. Federal government sacks state commissioner on youth empowerment programs. The federal government has called on youth commissioners across the 36 states of the federation to initiate youth-focused empowerment programs in their respective states. Minister of Youth Development, Comrade Ayodele Olawande, made the call during a contested visit by the Forum of States Union Commissioner led by its chairman, Gold Adedayo, who also served as the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development in Ekiti State. Director Information and Public Relations, Mrs. Omolara Eson, in a statement on Sunday said the meeting was held at the ministry headquarters in Abuja. And speaking during the visit, the ministers emphasized the importance of grassroots initiatives and saying the call aligned with the ongoing efforts of the Federal Ministry of Youth Development to enhance youth engagement and development nationwide. The permanent secretary of the ministry, Mr. Olubunmi Olusanya, while welcoming the delegation, reiterated the ministry commitment to supporting the forum. He assured that the commissioners that the ministry remain ready to back all efforts geared towards uplifting young Nigerians. Federal government sacks state commissioner on youth empowerment programs. The full details of this story is inside the Tribune newspaper for today. Over to you, Ifeoluwa.
In another story in the Guardian newspaper, federal government electricity debt and threat of power collapse. The accumulation of 4 trillion naira electricity debt by the federal government and the threat thus posed to the supply of power nationwide is unfortunate and certainly does not portray the country as serious both to local business concerns and to potential foreign investors. While President Bola Tinubu is reportedly seeking to meet with the electricity generation companies on the huge debt which accumulated even before the advent of his administration, it will be worthwhile for his government to pay more than perfunctory attention to the debt and how it accumulated. It will not be sufficient, as Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu indicated, that the government plans to pay a substantial part of the debt immediately and arrange with the Gencos to pay the rest by the other means. The full details of the story is in the Guardian newspaper. Over to you, Kenny.
And the last story here with me in the Tribune newspaper for today. Leadership failure causes insurgencies, corruptions, and Nigeria. Leadership in Nigeria in the past has been identified as the root cause of a lot of challenges facing the country, ranging from civil strife, insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, corruption, economic, political rascality, and social disorder, which is on the increase. This is even a security crisis across Nigeria is largely being due to insensitivity of the country's leaders and inadequate intelligence gathering in the parts of the security agencies, and leading to threats to the country's democracy and economic growth. The conference condemned in strong terms tourist activities, some parts of the country, mob actions, jungle and selective killings of innocent Nigeria, and advising the federal government to avoid the president's stereotype of the pigeon hailing it as a religious issue. The University Muslim Graduates Association features a website that Nigeria can establish itself as a secure gateway to West African markets and transforming current challenges into distinctive, competitive advantages in the evolving global trade systems. Leadership failure causes insurgencies, corruption in Nigeria. The full details of this story is inside the Tribune newspaper for today. Anyone left with you, Ifeoluwa?
No.
So that's what we have for our newspaper review. If you'd like to follow us on our website page, you can click and follow us on Abntv Network. And likewise on our social media, you can like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe and share. On our Facebook, you can click on Abntv OSUN. Likewise, on our YouTube, you can like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe and click on Abntv Nigeria as well. And on our Twitter, you can follow on Abntv OSUN as well. And lastly, on our Instagram, you can like, share, comment, and subscribe and click on Abntv OSUN Nigeria. My name is Kenny Afolabi. I'm my co-colleagues here.
Ifeoluwa Adesoya.
So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I wish you a blessed day ahead. Bye for now.